Hey guys, okay, so it's April 14th. Today I was working on a scene with Wiley, the villain, if you're not sure who Wiley is, and he is infiltrating. Got my notes here. He was, so he's infiltrating something. Can't really go into what. I'm not very good with the spoilers on this film, but yeah, I should probably stop saying the story in these blogs. But yeah, so the villain is doing something villainous, and he's sneaking, he's infiltrating. So so I got to have some fun with some dark, kind of moody sneaking music, which was really fun. Got to do some sound designing, got to do some orchestra. It was a bit of everything, and I'll play you a little bit of it here. It's got like three distinct parts to it. So there's like the sneaking section, which is like this when it plays. I don't know how well you could hear it, but I've got this kind of 16th note. I call it helicopter pulse, which I always build in Omnisphere. It's kind of, if you ever want to know how to build that kind of 16th note thing, all you have to do is jump into your amp envelope, and then do a shape that kind of starts really quick, like starts up high, slopes down, and then slopes up to the end. And slopes back up to the ending point just before the release. The release line is the kind of dark, greyed out kind of line. So yeah, you have this kind of up here, down, swoop. You have it like that, and you put it on loop and sync, which will keep that envelope looping, and the sync will sync it to the tempo. Make sure it's snapped as well, so that you don't get this weird cut. And then when you hold down the note, you get this. I call it helicopter pulse because it's like a when a helicopter is like in films, when they slow a helicopter down in slow motion, it goes, and that's what it sounds like to me. Yeah, so I did some of that, and I've got like there's robots involved, so I've got my big ostinato, but the ostinato is really slow. So instead of dun 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 dun, it's dun 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 dun. So there's the big ostinato. Then I get I've developed a new harmonization idea, more of a motif to go with. It's because now I'm starting to think about the action tracks. So I wanted something to come from the infiltration and, you know, the reprogramming of the bots, because at the minute all robots have is the dun 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 dun, and that can only take me so far when it comes to an action track. So I needed a new kind of pattern, a new motif, just to kind of glue it together. So when I need to change into something perhaps a bit faster than the dun 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 dun, I've got a new motif which I have got playing under the ostinato here, but it kind of goes da 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 da. But in the gap you get the low instrument, so it goes da 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 dum da 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 dum da 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 dum da da dum da da dum, kind of like that. Comes in here. So yeah, that's what I've been working on today. Lots of fun, like I said. I was quite excited to get my internal hard drive yesterday. Got all my samples across, and it was really easy to change, to just move sample libraries, no problem whatsoever. At first I had a bit of problem with Omnisphere, and then I checked their website, I checked their support thing, and yeah, and it's easier than I thought. I was just being an idiot. Also got 2 new notepads. I bought them specifically for Mega Man, and they're little ones. I I don't know what it is. There's something about small notepads that appeals to me. So I got one for lined paper for actually making notes, and we got a moleskin, which is brilliant notepad for music notation. And this one, you know, these are hard to find, like notebooks that are this small with staves in it, musical staves. Brilliant. So that's all exciting. Right, so yep, that's what I've been doing today. All exciting, got some new stuff. Next up for the upgrade is a bit of RAM. Right, and I'd quickly answer some questions because people asked. Okay, so Peter Dmitriev, I hope I pronounced that right. He says, can you explain your gear setup, i.e. how many screens there are, what they're all connected to, how many computer towers you have, and what sound libraries do you use? Okay, so I've got 3 screens. These 2 here, this one and that one, are my main computer, which is a Mac Pro. And this is my main screen, so when I'm working I have Ableton Live up on here, and then I have the movie that I'm scoring on this one full screen. So instead of having a TV, you know, like up here, and then having 2 music ones, I can do all the music in this one and then score on this one. This one here is an iMac. I don't use that half as much as I really want to. At the minute it's actually running Windows, because what it was for before is when I started getting Intel Macs, there wasn't many sample libraries or synths for Intel Mac. They only had PPC Mac and Windows, and so I only had Intel Macs and Windows. So what I did is I put Windows on the iMac, and then I connected that to the Intel Macs via Ethernet cable, and then I did there's a program called MIDI over LAN, and then what that does is you can send MIDI signals from the Intel Mac to the Windows, and the Windows will play like a Windows synth, like a synth you couldn't get on Intel Mac on the Windows, and then using the line out on the iMac to the line in on the Intel Mac, you could get the sound. So you'd create like this big loop. There was a bit of delay. It wasn't ideal. That's how you had to deal with Atmosphere and Trilogy back before they had Trillion and Omnisphere. I mean, it was probably a little bit better than the Rappers, because the Rappers took up a lot of processing power on the Intel Macs, but with Trillion and Omnisphere it's alright now. So yeah, so 3 screens. Sample libraries, I use pretty much everything from Project Sam, so that's Synphobia, Orchestral Brass, True Strike, East West Quantum Leap Gold, XP. We got the Complete Composers collection, whatever that was, so we had Choirs, RA, Gold, XP, and the pianos, the Boslandov, I forget the name. Yep, and Omnisphere, Trillion, Heaviosity's Evolve, that's a good one. And there's a few that skip my mind, but they're the main ones that I was using today, so that's good. Right, so I hope that answers your question. I've only got 1 main tower now, and it's a Mac Pro, and it's brilliant because you can just upgrade the crap out of it. It's awesome. And then Tokyo Joe asks, it's interesting that I'm a singer. Does that help me with composing melodies? Yes, it does. In a way, the way it helps me is if you're like, you learn to sing, you sing in groups, not in choirs, but in you know, ensembles. You sing with other people and you're harmonising. If you learn to sing harmony in your head, when I'm writing a melody, I find it easier to harmonise melodies, because you can hear what harmonies would work in your head, and I can sing along with my own melodies and go, okay, I'll do that one instead, without having to figure it out on paper, which is always fun. And when it comes to actually writing a melody, I tend to end up writing melodies that I sing. So like I'll play a few bits, and then I'll play the chord progression, and I'll try singing it, and if I can sing it and it feels good to sing it, then I'll go with it, and that's the general gist of it. So I'm running out of time. I hope you guys could hear that okay, and I hope I answered you two guys' questions. Yeah, so see you tomorrow. Thanks a lot.